With incredible cold, wind, ice, fog, and snow, Mount Washington, New Hampshire is the home of the world's worst weather. And since 1932, the adventurous staff of the Mount Washington Observatory have been right there in the thick of it, monitoring and studying the mountain's incredible extremes, performing research, and educating the public about the science of weather and climate. Since 1973, the cornerstone of Mount Washington Observatory's education program has been the venerable Mount Washington Museum. In spring of 2014, the observatory will be unveiling an exciting new interactive museum experience atop Mount Washington. I'd like to introduce you to Extreme Mount Washington.
Trying to make sure I don't have any exposed skin since wind chills are about 40 to 50 below right now, so it would only take a few minutes to start feeling the effects of frostbite out there. Every 6 hours we take a dry precip can and swap it out with a can that's been sitting out here collecting what has fallen. And unlike tonight, we're collecting snowfall. Winds are blowing upwards in hurricane force and are gusting upwards of 85 miles per hour. Now right now we have a northwesterly wind, so we're kind of in the lee of the building, so it's not too bad. But once we get to the end here, we'll feel the full brunt of the winds and slowly make our way down to the precip band, which is in the center of the summit here. And around this corner, this is usually where it's day. Just pull out, put it in the holders here, put the new one in. Grab the one you just took out, stay low. And again, try to keep the can as upright as possible.
From the very beginning of this project, we knew that we needed to deliver the essence of a Mount Washington winter to our summer visitors. And so we chose documentarian Tom Gilmet to try and do that. And through his work, he captured time-lapse footage of rime ice growing into the wind, the day-to-day ritual of life and work at the summit of Mount Washington. And he did all of that in the most extreme, horrible conditions and just nailed it.
In my opinion, the video content captured for this museum is absolutely stunning. Some of the video footage that you'll be able to see has never been captured before, and when we got to see it for the first time, we were high-fiving in the office.
Mount Washington Observatory is very lucky to have a great partnership with both the Cog Railway and the Auto Road. Part of that partnership is that we offer free admission to the museum to their patrons. By starting that just a few years ago, that quadrupled the traffic that we see in the Mount Washington Museum. It went from 25,000 people a year to over 100,000. With that level of visitation, that makes the Mount Washington Museum a very, very visible face of the observatory, and it's vital that we update that.
Well, Jeff Kennedy Associates is a company that's been in Massachusetts for 30 years. And we started working with the observatory almost 15 years ago on a project in town. And then over time, it turned out that the Summit Museum became the highest priority to develop as a new visitor experience. We are very happy to be selected by Mount Washington as a relatively local planning and design firm to help them with this incredibly challenging project.
The thing that was most impressive about working with Jeff and his staff was that they immediately understood the project. They visited us twice, once in winter, once in summer. They understood the complexity of the logistics and getting the exhibits built off-site, transported to the base, and ferried up to the summit. They understood the various amounts of time that the museum visitors will have, some an hour, some an unlimited amount of time, and they designed exhibits to deliver just the right amount of content to those people.
We're doing what I consider to be the most cutting-edge exhibits that we've ever done. Things like a simulation of driving a snowcat in the middle of the winter up to the summit.
Mount Washington is in the fog 60% of the year. And in today's museum, we have a panoramic view for people to see what it's like in the clear. In the new museum, we're going to take that passive experience and make it interactive. So our visitors will actually be able to scroll through and see images of what the view is like in different seasons of the year. And thanks to our friends at Moss Creek Media, they're able to bring those panoramic views to you.
Visitors from all over the world who come to the top of Mount Washington will have an opportunity to really immerse themselves in what we mean by extreme weather, because the exhibits are all about immersion and they're all about feeling the power of the weather at that extreme location.
And so now it's your turn. We're turning to you, our members, our donors, and fans all across the country to help make this dream a reality. We'd love your support. Please consider making a gift to the Extreme Mount Washington Project and turn that museum on top of Mount Washington into a showpiece for the observatory, for Mount Washington, and for New England as a whole. Help us make it happen. Thanks.